We've all beat the Ender Dragon, and you just go back to your world like nothing happened. Like you did the thing that you were working towards the whole time, and now it just feels kind of empty. And personally, I've done this so many times. I get all my gear, and I go find the stronghold, and I go to the end and beat the dragon. And then I'm just stranded there, like, that's it? And then I started realizing that it's not the fight that's bad, it's not progressing and beating the end so that you can unlock more, but it's that I spent the entire world trying to get there. And I don't think it's just the Ender Dragon either, because at some point your entire world starts building towards something. You don't really question it, you just start playing like there is an end goal. Like you load into a new world and without even thinking about it, you already know the path. You're gonna get iron and then diamonds, and then you're thinking about the nether and blaze rods and then the stronghold. And none of that feels weird or off because you've done it the whole time. It just feels like what you're supposed to do. Even if you're building or exploring or doing your own thing, there's always that thought in the back of your head, what's next? And here's the thing, that mindset doesn't just come out of nowhere. That's how almost every other game works. There's always something you're working towards. You've got objectives, levels, progress bars, and some kind of ending that you're trying to reach. You finish one thing and the game immediately points you to the next. And after a while, you just get used to playing like that. You stop asking questions like, what do I feel like doing? And you start asking questions like, what am I supposed to do next? And that mindset doesn't just stay in those games, you bring it with you to every other game that you play. But here's the thing, Minecraft doesn't exactly work like that, because there's no level system. I mean, there's an XP bar, but that's not really a level system, right? No real objective. There's nothing telling you what you have to do next. Even the Ender Dragon, it's supposed to feel like it's the ending, but it actually doesn't change anything. You beat it, and then you go right back into your world like you were before. And actually, there's stuff after the Ender Dragon, too. It's the same base, the same builds, same everything, and the game doesn't move on. It just keeps going. So when the game doesn't give you a path, you end up making one. And it usually looks the same every single time. You start thinking in terms of progress, like everything you do has to lead somewhere. You're not just mining anymore, you're mining so that you can get diamonds and so that you can upgrade. You're not just building anymore, you're building so that you can move on to the next thing and upgrade your infrastructure. And you're not just playing the world, you're trying to get through it. And without even realizing it, you're trying to finish it. You turn Minecraft into something that you're trying to complete. And that's why I think after a while, your world starts to feel kinda empty. Not because there's nothing in the world, and not because it gets boring or anything, but because of how you got there. Like you can have everything in the game. You can have full gear, big base, farms running, and everything working exactly how it's supposed to, and it still doesn't feel like anything. A lot of the time that feels kind of empty, and it feels like you're not enjoying it as much anymore. Because you don't really remember being there for it. You remember finishing things, but you don't remember the moments in between. You don't remember all of the random stuff. Like walking somewhere with no plan, or just starting something that didn't really matter, or just staying in one spot longer than you needed to. Just staying somewhere to look at the build that you did and enjoy it and use it for the enjoyment of it rather than progressing through the game. Everything just starts to blur together because it all had a purpose. It all had a next step. And once you hit that next step, you move on. So nothing actually sticks, and eventually you'll end up in a world where you did everything right, but it doesn't feel like your world anymore. I think that's why Minecraft feels different when you're not playing it like that, when there isn't an end goal that you're trying to reach. The game starts to feel a lot more real. You're not thinking about what something else leads to, you're just doing it because you want to. It's like building something small that doesn't really matter, or walking somewhere just to see what's there, or just changing something that you already finished because it just feels better. And none of that's efficient or none of that matters for progress in the game. None of it helps you progress. But those are the things that you actually remember. Those are the moments that make your world feel like it's yours. And I think that's the difference. When you're not trying to complete Minecraft, you actually start experiencing it. So when you're standing in the end, looking up at the dragon, it feels like it should mean something. Like that's the moment you are working towards. But most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time it feels just like another step in the game. It just feels like something you had to get through. And I don't think that's because the dragon is bad. I think it's because of how you got there. Because if everything you did was leading to that one moment, then yeah, of course, it's gonna feel empty once it's over. You're not gonna have anything left. If everything led to that moment, you are gonna feel like there's nothing left in the world that you care about. You are gonna feel like you beat the game. And then what? Then what do you care about? But if it wasn't about getting there, if it wasn't about something that you were trying to finish, then it's just another part of your world. It's not the point of your world. Just something that happened along the way. And I think that's why the worlds that you remember the most aren't the ones where you did everything right. They're the ones where nothing really made sense, where you just started building something out of nowhere for no reason at all, and didn't even know what it was going to be. Where you went out to do one thing and ended up doing something completely different, where you get distracted and just stay there for a while. Those are the moments that don't really progress anything, but they're the ones that actually feel real when you look back on them. And I think that's what Minecraft is supposed to be. Not something you finish, not something you complete, but just a place to spend time in, a place to have fun, a place to create, a place to escape from the world. Because the second that you start treating it like something you need to beat, you stop seeing everything that made it worth playing in the first place.